All right, we live out.
All right. Shalom. This is the brothers from GMS Louisiana Saints, the New Orleans camp, with another live lesson. But before we get started, as always, we give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled and teach well, and peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. And we're just going to start it off in Revelation chapter 17, verses 1 to 2.
This Revelation chapter 17, verse 1. And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters.
And that great whore is, of course, Babylon the Great, Mystery Babylon, the virgin daughter of Babylon, the United States of America. And that many waters is symbolic of people. Hey, in America alone, you've got all these different nations living here. And right now, the United States of America is the top political and economic and military power on the planet right now, with their military having garrisons all across the planet, and the U.S. dollar being the world reserve currency. But hey, we're living in the last seconds of the rulership of this great whore, so that power structure is quickly slipping from her fingers. Keep going on.
It says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
And that wine of her fornication that they've been made drunk with is the different philosophies that this whore America has been pushing out. Hey, democracy, feminism, the alphabet agenda beginning with LG, capitalism, all that filth from Hollywood and social media, it's military adventurisms, the list goes on and on. And in this video, in this lesson, we're going to get into an article on RT.com showing that, hey, the people of this planet are getting sick of this whore. And what it's ultimately going to culminate in is them shooting 200 million nuclear missiles onto this place, completely wiping it from the face of the earth. And as you can see from the title of that article, it reads, World sees U.S. as significantly greater threat to democracy than Russia and China, survey says. And could you get me a Jeremiah 51 verse 7, Baba Kashaw?
Okay, there's Jeremiah 51 and 7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Most High's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
And again, that wine is these different philosophies that this whore Babylon, the United States, has been pushing onto these nations. And as we'll see in this article, hey, the nations have become drunken off of it and mad by their countries following after these philosophies and seeing their people get bugged out, and mad seeing their people getting bugged out, which is, again, ultimately going to lead to them shooting those nuclear missiles onto this place when the time ultimately comes. But we'll get into that article now. Guess I'll read it. The article reads, a poll taken in 53 countries has found that 44% of people around the world consider the United States to be a threat to their democracy, significantly less than those who believe the same about China and Russia. Hey, back in Jeremiah 51 verse 7, the nations have become drunk off of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Hey, besides, even more than China and Russia, the United States is seen by 53 countries as a threat to their democracy and their way of life. Continuing, out of the 53,000 people polled across 53 countries, more respondents, 44% considered U.S. influence on their country to be a threat to democracy than those who didn't, 26%. Meanwhile, only 38% considered Chinese influence a threat to democracy. Fear of Russian influence was the lowest of the three, with only 28% considering Russia to be a threat to their democracy. I mean, what's funny, in the mainstream media in the United States, who are they always pushing as the main enemies to democracy and freedom in the world? Russia, and China. As we can clearly see from this poll, that's not the case. Many more people see the United States of America, that whore Babylon, as a threat to their democracy and way of life. Asian countries were high among those that feared U.S. influence, with Pakistan fearing Washington the most. Japanese respondents also consider the U.S. to be a greater concern than China, while Mexico, Canada, Colombia, Greece, Israel, Australia, Ukraine, and Switzerland were also among the top half. The survey was conducted by Latana in partnership with the Alliance of Democracies, which was founded in Denmark by former NATO Secretary General Anders Fogh Rasmussen. A detail some on social media found interesting, given that the results inconveniently showed higher levels of fear regarding the U.S. than Russia and China. And this is what Ben Norton had to say on his Twitter page. Hilarious. A U.S. government-funded organization founded by NATO to spread free markets did a poll in 53 mostly rich countries, and it found that 44% of respondents see the USA as a threat, compared to 38% for China and 28% for Russia. While people in European countries express lower levels of fear when it comes to U.S. influence, they still express more fear about it than they did from Moscow and Beijing. So hey, even the U.S.'s own allies are seeing them as a potentially bigger threat than Russia and China. And if you've been noticing, a lot of these European Edomite countries have been moving more towards the east, trying to do more business deals with Russia and China. But then you've got the U.S. meddling in their affairs, which is just further lead to those very close allies of the U.S. turning against her. So hey, we're just going to get into some further prophecies to show that not only are the nations have been made drunken by the ways of the United States, but they become mad at this whore, and they're ultimately going to eat her flesh and burn her with that fire. Could somebody go back and get me Jeremiah 51 verse 1, Baba Kashab?
All right, this is Jeremiah 51 and 1. Thus saith the Most High, behold, I will rise up against Babylon. So I can raise up against Babylon, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind.
And we know that destroying wind is going to be those nuclear tipped ICBMs that are going to hit this place. Keep going out.
And will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about.
And those that are going to be against her round about are not only the enemies of the United States of America, but also their own allies in that day, who are all together going to turn against her and take her by that destroying wind. Let me see. Keep reading that.
Okay. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up and his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host.
And those archers and those bows and arrows are symbolic to those nuclear missiles. And it said, spare ye not her young men, and destroy ye utterly all her host. Hey, anybody in this country that is not of the elect of the nation of Israel, the 144,000 and the rest of the righteous 1/3 is going to be caught up in this nuclear fire, and it's just going to be the fat to the fuel of the fire when those 200 million missiles hit this place. Now, could somebody give me Jeremiah 50 verse 9, Baba Kashab, and then somebody hold me Revelation 17 verse 15.
This Jeremiah verse 50, chapter 50 verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country.
Stop it at. And that north country is Russia. And we went into this precept this past Saturday at camp. The reason Russia is known as that north country is because what's north of Canada, what's north of the United States of America and Canada, you've got that Arctic Ocean region, and then Russia. And Russia shooting its nuclear missiles across the Arctic and from the Arctic to hit its targets in the U.S. is the shortest trajectory time for its missiles to reach the U.S. And hey, over the past couple of years, there's been a lot of news coming out showing that Russia's been building back up its military assets and arsenal up in that Arctic Ocean region. Hey, ultimately for this battle for this North country to take this whore, and that Assembly of Great Nations is not only the enemies of the U.S., which is Russia, China, Iran, and North Korea, but also the allies of the U.S., which are going to turn against her in that day, like Britain, France, Germany.
Hey, real quick, you done with that screen so I can change it back?
I'm gonna reread that last paragraph real quick, and then you got it.
Okay.
But yeah, not only are the allies not only the enemies of the U.S. going to turn against her in that day, but her allies as well. These European Edomite nations, these NATO nations, you name it. And like it said in the last paragraph of this article, while people in European countries express lower levels of fear when it comes to U.S. influence, they still express more fear about it than they did about influence from Moscow, that North country, or Beijing. So ultimately, those allies of the U.S. are going to turn against her and ally themselves with that North country to shoot those nuclear missiles, as it says in Revelation 17, verse 16.
Revelation 17, 16.
I'm there.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, which is Revelation 17 and 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
And those 10 horns are referring to the EU, or the European Union, beginning with the first 10 common markets back when it was known as the European Economic Community. And of course, it's grown since then. And the beast that the horns were upon is NATO, which as it said in Ben Norton's Twitter post, that this was a NATO-funded poll to see how countries felt about the U.S. And you saw a lot of countries had negative disposition towards the U.S. and saw it as more of a threat to its democracy and way of life than Russia or China. And of course, that whore that sitteth upon the beast is the United States of America. And as it says, and they shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with that fire, that nuclear fire from that combined 200 million nuclear missiles that's going to hit this place. You still got Jeremiah 50 verse 9 on?
Yeah. This Jeremiah 50 verse 9. It says, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. That foe shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
And again, of course, those arrows are those nuclear missiles. And it said, they shall be set against her. And from thence she shall be taken. And those arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man, and none shall return in vain. All those 200 million nuclear missiles are going to hit this place, because when you go into Joel chapter 2, it says that the missiles, which they refer to as mighty men, are neither going to thrust one another or break their ranks. That's because the Spirit of the Most High is going to be on these missiles to hit their targets without a hitch. And it also says that when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. And that sword is symbolic for these anti-missile defense systems, which are also going to fail in that day, because the Spirit of the Most High is going to be on them to fail.
Hey, I want to say something real quick, because that's what Samaria went into when it goes into the scripture. I don't know if you're still holding it about the Brigadine. The Brigadine goes into shielded armor, and that's the missile defense system that America has, which is going to fail, man. Like the brother went into, especially when 200 million missiles. You can have all the defense system you want, but when 200 million missiles flying and warheads are flying, you ain't gonna be able to do a damn thing about it, man. But we know too that America also has a program going back into the late 60s, 50s and 60s called MAD, Mutual Assured Destruction, man. All right, which means when a nation shoots missiles on America, America automatically has a program set into their warhead systems to where they're gonna shoot missiles off too. So they're gonna have other different parts of the world that are gonna be destroyed too with missiles, man. But the whole world is not gonna be destroyed. But I will say this: these nations of the earth, these armies of the earth, gonna get it on so much till the scripture says the earth's gonna roll to and fro like a drunkard. So imagine this globe, man, in the middle of space, is rocking, man, because of the missiles that's being detonated on it, man. They'll be getting it on. You got it out.
Con. And hey, that's a day we are quickly, and we're hoping happens as quick as possible, because just look at this place. Hey, the men of the Lord are sick of Babylon the Great. And as we can see from this article, hey, the nations of this world are sick of Babylon the Great, because this country pushes nothing but wickedness and folly, and the people are just waxing worse with each passing day. Them getting put to death on this side is honestly, America as a whole getting taken down is the best thing that could possibly happen to this planet. There's nothing left in this place. Hey, earlier today, I was out doing some chores, running some errands, and Joe Biden just happened to be rolling down the street, and it was just nothing but folly and madness there. You had a bunch of Jakes cooning for Joe Biden, and you had bugged out Edomites against Joe Biden, but it was all just folly and madness, because the Republicans and the Democrats ain't going to do anything for anybody. It's all just smoke and mirrors. There's just nothing left in this place. The thrill is gone.
God.
Hey, man, Moneybag Joe came right across from the brother house, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the truth. Moneybag Joe is right across the street, man. You can literally be on the brother street and look at him across the street talking on a stage, man. The whole bald eagle shit he had going on and everything, man. You know,
Hey,
fucking devil.
Hey, I saw his devil ass. Like when the car was turning, I saw the silhouette of his old head shaking his hand, waving his hand at these coon 2/3 out here.
Come on,
Damn corpse.
Con, and it was just sickening to the core. It's just sick seeing our people finish, and just seeing how finished this whore's made people off of her wines or for her philosophies. So that's going to be one of the greatest days in the history of mankind, when those 200 million nuclear missiles hit this place, because then the kingdom of heaven is going to be established afterwards.
I got a precept too. I got a precept real fast. This is Obadiah 1:7. All the men of that confederacy. All right, and you can go back to Psalms 83. All right, those different nations that were confederate with Esau. All right, and many more other scriptures that can prove that. It says, all the men of that confederacy have brought thee even to the border. All right, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. That's what that article going into too, man. And prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread, all right, have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
And of course, someone's confederacy are their allies. And as we've been going through these precepts, hey, the allies of the United States of America are going to turn against him that day and ally themselves with the enemies of America, which, as we saw from this article, these nations see them as less of a threat to so-called democracy and their way of life than this whore, the United States of America. And where it says they were at peace with thee and have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. Going back to this article, it said, while the people in European countries express lower levels of fear when it comes to U.S. influence, it says they express lower levels of fear. But as we're seeing here, that's them being deceitfully peaceful to America. Hey, when the time comes, they're going to lay that wound under her and wound her with those nuclear tipped arrows, those ICBMs.
I got you something.
Same here.
This Isaiah 24:7, it says, the new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, and the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of the tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice ended, the joy of the harp ceaseth. Which, the point was that new wine mourning.
Con.
They got
You can break it down.
I got one
You
to
want me
back
to
up
get
what
it?
you said earlier too.
Yeah, that new wine is that philosophy, man. That she brought to the earth, which is the whore that sitteth upon many water, man. That had the people drunken with her doctrines, man, and philosophies, man. The people are mad. They see through her. All right, her deception is not working no more. And guess what? They gonna get at this. They gonna get at the nation's gonna get it on, man. All right, prior to our Lord coming in, pursuant to Second Esdras, man. The nation's gonna be getting it on. All right, it says they shall not drink wine with a song.
Baba Gashad, could you reread verse 8 out?
Yeah, it says the mirth of the tabret ceased, the noise of them that rejoice it ended, the joy of the harp ceased.
And hey, you can clearly see that the thrill is gone in the United States of America. Hey, even before these lockdowns happened, this country was in a recession, and those lockdowns only speeded it up. And now you've got a lot of people losing their jobs and losing their businesses and having to rely on the government. And you've also seen an uptick in substance abuses, liquor, drugs, you name it, and also uptick in suicidal thoughts and people wanting to kill themselves. So the people can really see that there's really no future left in this country. That's why you've got such a divide between these different groups of people in this country, but like the Republicans and the Democrats, et cetera, et cetera. And then all these issues are going to be exacerbated when these food shortages come, hyperinflation hits, water shortages hit, gas shortages, you name it.
It says they shall not.
I'm gonna say this too. It's gonna be a scorching hot summer, and I ain't talking about temperature wise. I'm talking about when shit it's gonna get real in the summer, man. All right, because that's when everybody is home. All right, away from school. A lot of resources going to be used, a lot of groceries and gas and shit. And what's going to happen when it's not there for the use? You know, different birds already went into how you got gas shortages. They got so-called them chicken wings you niggas love to have, wrap your lips around. It's short. That's the short.
Chicken
right?
show.
It's many other shortages that's going to take place. All right, we're going to bring this place to the breaking point. But you got it out.
Inflation is out here heavy too, huh?
Yeah, that's another thing.
Yeah, when you go into the Walmart and your local stores, we bought and these brothers are my witnesses on the phone. We was out eating and I bought 2 body armors and I think with a Twix or something like that, give or take, and it was $10, man. No, it was $10.
Yeah, I just walked in the store probably today or yesterday. I seen some shit I wanted. That shit was how I walked out that motherfucker.
Yeah, bro. I went at Walgreens and got like 4 items, and it was almost $30, man. No. I'm talking about I wasn't buying high shit either, man. It was like 4 items. Can't recall, it's almost $30, man.
I already see Jake on that bullshit. Jake is literally, you go to the gas station, you literally watch Jake mannerism. Jake trying to make a decision whether he can either pump gas or eat food, man.
Yeah,
he gonna put them $4 in that Buick, man. Yep. Hope to make it for the rest of the week. You ain't gonna make it, Jake.
Gas steady rising too. Just look at the numbers on the gas. It said they shall not drink wine with a song. Yeah, because hey, you look at that from spiritually, not drink wine with a song, because when Jake do, get with his philosophy, Jake gets into it, man. All right, he have the pleasure in it. It ain't gonna be no more pleasure mixed with that wine. Now that strong drink which was mingled unto him have became what? A curse unto him, man. All right, it's a plague unto him now from following these doctrines, man. It says strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. So
if I can say real quick.
Yep.
Hey, back in verse 8, hey, that mirth of the tabret ceasing and the noise of them that rejoiceth ending and the joy of the heart ceasing, hey, is not just for these people in the U.S., as we can clearly see again from this article. Hey, the joy and the mirth is ceasing from this entire planet. and they're all looking at the United States of America as one of the major causes for all the conflict and the issues on the planet. And like we've been going through in the video, that's ultimately going to culminate in those nuclear missiles hitting this place.
Yeah, she getting blamed. You know, that's why I say rejoice ye heavens, man. Like, she's going to get blamed for everything on the earth. Everybody going to start pointing back to her, like everybody, which all the nations are. They all pointing like it's America fault, the sanctions, the you know, the cryptocurrency, the India, you know, the surges of COVID cases in India. It's just like everything is pointing back to the whore, man. All right. And when all the fingers is on you, then obviously it's you. It got to be you. Who else can it be? It says the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There's a crying for wine in the street. Oh, good. Salaki.
Oh, kind of. And what does Babylon mean? Confusion. And we can clearly see that the city of confusion is breaking down economically, morally, and spiritually. Hey, with them talking about these lockdowns being lifted, there is going to be no make America great again. The only new normal is going to be America collapsing more and more until the city of confusion is completely broken down by those nuclear tipped arrows.
Yeah, every house is shut up that no man may come in. Yeah, the cities are shut down. All right, the cities inside of her are shut down. All right, they gave the people a little breathing room, or we gonna lift the mandate. But when you go in Walmart, you still see our people with the masks on, man. All right, on different places. They did a statewide with restrictions. All right, saying basically the children that go to school, hospitals, and certain stores, you still gotta wear masks, man. But though yet the mandate been lifted. It says that no man may come in. There's a crying for wine in the streets, and that's not talking about the bottle, man. All right, that wine that you put to your top, Jake, and is as life to a man. All right, this is all talking about that spiritual wine, man. All right, there's a crying for wine in the streets, which is what? All right, all joy is darkened, the mirth of the land is gone.
And if I could say, with that crying for wine in the streets, we can clearly see that people aren't going to the mainstream media for answers anymore. That's why you're seeing an uptick in alternative media sources on YouTube and these other platforms getting a lot of traffic. Hence why you've heard about talks of fake news and the need for censorship, because, hey, the elites and the higher ups in the United States are losing the narrative. People are waking up from the stupor that this wine has put them in, and they're mad, not just in the U.S., but globally, again, as we can see from this article.
Yeah, it says, in the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. That's it, huh?
Them nuclear tip ICBMs that are gonna hit this whore and penetrate her.
I got a precept for you too.
Kind of. Could somebody hold me Isaiah 13, start at verse 17?
Come on.
You got it, Samakia.
All right, it's Jeremiah 50 and 13. Because of the wrath of the Most High, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Every one that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues.
Hey, and as we're going to further get to in that Isaiah 13, after these nuclear missiles hit this place, it's going to become a uninhabitable, desolate wasteland where only desert creatures are going to dwell. No man, after the dust settles from this nuclear destruction, no man, woman, or child will ever set foot on this wasteland, this forbidden zone, ever again.
Kind of like I had too, and all the nations, once they see Babylon, aka America, go down, and they're gonna say, "Damn, whatever they did, we don't want to do what happened to them." You know, they're gonna like that's how you really f up. You know, and that's gonna be the standard sit, you know, in the straight fear in all the heathens' minds to know whatever America done, don't do what they did. If so, you're gonna get that type of judgment.
Khan, it's gonna stand as an eternal memorial as to what the brother said. What a wicked kingdom looked like and how not to govern the earth. And ultimately, because people in that day are going to know who the true children of Israel are, who the Edomites are, and that the United States of America was Babylon. They're going to see what the judgment was for afflicting the apple of the Most High's eye, the children of Israel. Just look at the account of ancient Egypt. Even people that aren't religious know of the Exodus story and know of the plagues and the destruction that came to Egypt for going against the children of Israel. So how much more in this modern day spiritual Egypt, the fulfillment and culmination of all wickedness that's ever been on the face of the earth.
Yeah, this is you looking at the upstart of the burden of Babylon, man. You see it. We see the scriptures jumping off the page. The prophecies, spreading their wings over this place, man. You could clearly see it. All right, real quick one. I got that Isaiah 13 and 17 for you real quick. Lamentations 4:21. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked.
Hey, and that cup that the nation of Israel had to drink for the longest time, hey, the curses and the plagues and looked at as the astonishment and the scum of the earth is finally getting passed on to these Edomites, not just in Babylon the Great, but in these Edomite countries worldwide. Hey, calamities are happening to them. Their economies are starting to collapse. You can just go to any a really good YouTube page to go to is Rupley to see that damn near every day there are riots going on all across Europe over a variety of issues. People against.
I want to say this too, not to cut you off. Yeah, a lot of shit didn't bust out over there in Colombia, man. You know, they tear Colombia up, and the soldiers and the citizens are going at war. They're not shooting rubber bullets, man. They're not throwing rocks. They're shooting that lead, man. They're pulling that peacemaker out and putting motherfuckers to sleep. All right, and we tell you that all the time over here. Over in the other countries, they throw rocks and bricks and all type of other shit. When shit spark all over here, from coast to coast, they're gonna be throwing lead out here, man. All right, so you better get your mind centered around that, centered around seeing people devoured, man. All right, from being shot, stabbed, whatever, man, torn in pieces, blown in pieces. Cause like I said, we always tell you, man, you people in America, a lot of the people in America, they watch NBC, CNN, and these different various news they hold back showing you the nastiness of the world, man. When I say the nastiness, I'm talking about dead bodies and shit. They blur it out. They go to a commercial. They come back and they block the scenes and shit. Well, when you watch Telemundo and El Jazeera and shit, they show you the people mangled and twisted, man. All right, they don't throw up when they see people blown to pieces and shit. But you people over here in America, you so soft, you so docile and so ignorant to the world that when you see those things, you throw up. You all weak and feeble. I didn't see men throw up, man. A dude whole half his face is ripped off, man. No more eyes and shit. You got a guy talk all that hell of a shit, man. When he see it, he's weak. You people finna get a rude awakening. That's all I'm gonna say. You gonna get a rude awakening to what the Lord finna put out here on the streets of America and really around the world. Ain't no way to hide. You can get your ass on a plane and try to run all you want. It's gonna break out all around the world, man. Until the great king come back. All right, you got it out.
Hey, that's why America was called the what? The ends of the earth. Because what happened was the people are hid from reality over here, man. With what? Deception, television, bread and circus. All right, reality is hitting over here. That's why in those other countries, it's reality, man. You don't work for the military, you don't eat. Life is real, man. All right, like you say over here, Jake is full of that Babylon juice, man, and can't concentrate, man. All right, without no cut in it, man. All raw Babylon juice is what Jake drinking over here. But the majority of the people, all the people over here, because it's all confusion. All right, all nations of people are here, man, and it's all mixed in wickedness. All right, but with the mass being you Israelites, all right, because that's all who the call is for. All right, y'all are realityless. All right, without no vision, man. All right, and that's why you gonna perish, man. But I got that for you. All right?
But yeah, hey, like I was saying, hey, you got Edomites protesting in these different countries all over Europe. Just this, I think just this past week, they had the May Day protests in Germany, and 93 officers had to go to the hospital because people just weren't having it anymore. And then another example that cup getting passed to these Edomites is their birth rates declining. People are starting to look at them as ultimately the problem on the face of the earth, calling them colonizers and wanting them to get out of their countries. And it's going doubly more so here in the United States of America. Again, from this article, people are seeing the U.S. as a problem. And when you think of the U.S., what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Edomites, not Jake. And like the elder brother was saying, hey, what you're seeing in these other countries, hey, it's going to come to the streets of America. That's just an appetizer for the main course. And it's especially going to be bad here with all these guns laying around.
And I'm going to say this too, to add to the brother, which if, I don't know, you different brothers and, sisters out there in your different states, whatever, I know we experiencing it down here to where people are walking off the police force, man. There's no more money. There's no more money in the different departments. People are walking off the fire departments and various other things. Nobody's joining the army, like talking about it. So what's going to happen? They're going to do a draft, all right? It's going to be a wild, wild west out here, man. Literally out here in New Orleans, they don't have no traffic cops. If you literally call, you had an accident in the car, it's going to take you down there a day or two for a police to come. If you get your house get broken into, they're going to come not that day of, they're going to come the next day, 3 o'clock in the morning, possibly, man. That's just how real it is, all right? That's why crime is so high out here, man. They're doing anything and whatever they want to do, man. We on one of the most top streets in the world called Canal and Bourbon, and literally now it's turned to the wild, wild west. Every week, every other day, right where we bring it out at, somebody, I'm talking about literally feet away from where we bring it out at, people are getting killed, blowed away, man, which is a good thing. Which is a good thing. We ain't arguing about that, but it just shows you the mindset. The people, everybody ain't gone, shit, the people have gone nuclear, man. You know how they have phases to war? The people, they ain't talking no more. People just putting an eye on each other, man. Stabbing each other. It's how I show you the mindset of the people. People are losing it. People are losing it, man. And they come down here with Moneybag Joe come down here talking about a $1.7 billion budget for infrastructure. The infrastructure gone, man. The Lord told you already he have laid the worm under this bitch, man, called America. It's no more bringing it back. Everything is all destitute and rotted out, man. Even the people's minds. You have given them over time illusion, a smoking mirror. Now they come to the realization, damn, this is the mirror. This is not really in front of me, man. I'm seeing doubles and shit. And they're mad. Let me see.
And real quick, what's it saying, Malachi? When they say they shall build, thus will I throw it down.
Yeah. You got it. I'm gonna try to find this other script. You just remind me of the scripture.
A judgment that come. So a judgment that come, man. Is that time? This is Isaiah 13 and you say 17, right?
Hey, we're gonna close it out with that one. If any other brothers have any precepts,
hey, give me that one. Give me that one in Apocrypha. It says, "The more they deck their cities, the more I will be angry with them." Oh, that's what I'm looking for.
That's in 2nd Ezra 16.
Yeah, I don't think I have my app on here. Oh, there you
go. Kind, I got it. This is 2nd Ezra 16.
Go up, probably like two verses and come down.
Kind. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 45. And therefore, they that labor in vain. Strangers.
Hey, they come out the gate with it, man. they that labor in vain. You're trying to work these little warehouse jobs, these little bullshit jobs to try to make it. You're laboring in vain, man. You know, but you still gotta, you know, the balance of everything is you still gotta get your daily bread. But I'm talking about for those who are of the world, those people that's working in the world trying to get a PhD coming out of college and this shit, you laboring in vain, man. Like we say down here in New Orleans, you're climbing a burning ladder. All right. This place is no more. You got jigs out here trying to get different businesses, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm talking about in a worldly sense. They're trying to get businesses. They're trying to be the next B&J, next so-called power couples. All right. You're trying to be the next big top figure. It's all smoke and mirrors, my man. All right. Go ahead, Doc.
Verse 46. For strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods.
Go ahead.
Overthrow their houses and take their children captives.
This is what's gonna happen out here. People are gonna overthrow when everything go mad. All right, when shit really get it popping out here or get lit. You know the new buzzwords for Jake. When shit get really popping out here and lit, you know people gonna run up in your houses, man, and spoil your goods.
Mm-hmm.
Right, overthrow your houses. They're even gonna start, you know, these different. All right, these different guys gonna snatch your kids up, use them as ransom money, use them for ransom money. A lot of them gonna be using them as like in the movie The Road, using them for meat. All right, all of your top goons and goblins of this society, all your badasses of the world, they're gonna be all assembled in one place at one time, man. All right, all you freaks. All right, your pervert boys, your what they call them, Chris Hansen boys. They're gonna be all out running loose, man. You see how you watch the Purge, them niggas get crazy running loose. That's how it's gonna be running loose out here. It's gonna be many Skeletors out here, man.
Mm-hmm.
Many Skeletors out here running loose, man. And the Lord gonna do that to the wicked. The Lord gonna punish you with. A lot of you gonna die. Your worst fear: drowning, set on fire, being shot. All right, being ran over by a damn truck or something, man. Your worst fear is gonna come up on you by your Habashian shot, man. All right, a lot of you gonna get the worst type of death, man. All right, go ahead,
Hey, the Lord about to bring that spiritual pandemic, which we know pandemic or pandemonium mean all demonic. The Lord about to make it all spiritually demonic out here, man, for everybody. Especially those who don't film, man. It's gonna really be on y'all, man.
And with the children being taken captive, hey, you're getting a little teaser of that right now. Hey, for the past couple of years, there's been a lot of information coming out about a lot of young girls getting kidnapped and sold into sex trafficking, white vans randomly driving around and snatching up people, fake Uber drivers, and a lot of Eves getting snatched up, a lot of kids on the missing walls at Walmart getting taken and their organs taken. Hey, that's just an appetizer for the main course of Jacob's trouble, when it's going to be out here in your face and not in the shadows.
Yeah, man. You Jakes don't have a clue to what's finna happen. It's finna get beyond nasty, man. All right? Beyond nasty. Go ahead,
You want me to read that for you?
Read 47 again.
The strangers shall reap their fruits and spoil their goods, overthrow their houses and take their children captives. For in captivity and famine they shall get children.
That's plain, man. When famine and captivity, should they get children? They're gonna be snatching children up out here. You know, a lot of you women, all right? A lot of you women that don't have men in the Lord and things of that nature, you won't possibly get snatched up. Hey man, a lot of you niggas gonna get snatched up, man. You know, you old metrosexuals, you niggas that like to wear them skinny jeans and shit. You gonna find yourself on the rear end, all right, of a nigga, man. Nigga, they ain't gonna be sexual. What are they? What's your boy name, man? Chocolate Thunder, man. You know, you gonna be the nigga named Chocolate Thunder. You know, go ahead.
Verse 47, and they that occupy their merchandise with robbery, the more they deck their cities, their houses, their possessions, and their own persons, the more will I be angry with them for their sins, saith the Lord.
And that's Babylon and the people of Babylon in a nutshell. That's your Moneybag Joe right there. That's his infrastructure bill. The more you deck your cities, man, the more would I be angry with you. You know, you trying to get all this construction going on, fixing these roads up and shit. And we've been told you a long time ago, when you see Esau fixing the highways and roads, what is he really doing, man? He's literally making the streets and sidewalks wider so these tanks and Humvees can go down the street, man. But you think they're doing construction for the city, all right? Just like, you know, I know about a year or two ago, it was funny that Moneybag Joe is over there at the Susan Water Board building, but about 2 years ago, FEMA took over that building, man. You know, they got some shit going on, man. They finna plan some, they finna do some mass killing, man. You know? But you got to be in tune with what's going on. You got jakes out here that don't even watch local news, man. They don't even know what the hell going on in their own goddamn city, let alone the world, man. All right? But the Lord said the more he will be angry with them, man. All right?
I mean, how was Babylon originally gotten? Through rape, robbery, and murder. It was from its foundations have been rotten to the core, and that cancer has just grown to where it's consumed the whole earth. Everybody's up to game on the U.S. and how it gets down. It goes to these countries saying it's bringing democracy and women's rights. It overthrows sovereign leaders that actually held the country in order, and then it sets up faulty elections and capitalism and all these other wines that get the people drunk. And look at their countries. They become mini Babylons, mini whorehouses with bugged out degenerates running around.
Right. Yeah, you know, you start seeing them old Arabs over there. They go to, you know, them boys go to taking them turbans off and shit. All right, and started being peanut butter chasers, man. You know what I'm talking about. I ain't gotta go into. You know what I'm talking about, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I just seen them. You know, it's you know, it's a disgrace because it show you how you once had a heritage and a tradition that holds tight to godly. You know, them Arabs have somewhat of a godly type of structure about themselves. All right, but then they get over here. I didn't watch the men and the women. They come over here. Any nation, man. The men and when they come over here and they just wild out. All right, they got certain shows of I forgot the name of the one particular show. I didn't seen it in passing. But the whole family, they come from India, man. They just wild out, you know. The women, you know, busting it down, twerking, all that shit. But if they was to go back home, what would happen? They'll get killed, man.
Get the head cut off.
Yeah, man. They'll get killed, man.
They get busted down in a different way.
Yeah, man. But everybody wants to come to Babylon to wild out. The people here in Babylon, they here to wild out and party. It's all about partying and bullshit, and that's what the elites do. They pump you up with drugs, partying and bullshit, and they do it again and again and again. They keep you blind, they keep you fat, dumbed down, and in a stupor, man. Because the bulk of these people, they in a stupor, in a goddamn coma, man. All right, they at least can do something right now in front of their face. And literally show them what they're doing, and they ain't gonna give it a damn, man. When the next Cardi B album coming out? All right, when the next so and so finna drop this, drop that, man. Them people don't give a damn.
Hey,
well, that's why we out there on the block. They don't even listen to us, man. In a sense, you know. But the Lord allows the elected to listen to us. We're not worried about everybody. That's a lot of you problem. You come out there and talk about our message, you know, and how we our message is not reaching everybody. We're not worried about every goddamn body, man. All we worried about is the elect and sealing the elect so we get the hell up out of here, man. Go ahead, Doc. You got it. My bad.
Hey, what you said was 144% truth. The elites could and are doing something in front of the people's faces. This whole situation and the love potion, and people are just going along with it, hook, line, and sinker. Which even in the news, they're getting caught up with their lies and deceits, but people are still going along with the okie doke.
That's right, brother.
They bribing the people. Deception is working no more. They just bribing the people. Or we're gonna give you stimulus, or we're gonna give you emergency this. They just holding on to what they can hold on to.
That's why
But what that's doing is fattening the cattle. They fatten the cattle for the slaughter.
That's why I call him Moneybag Joe, man. He got Moneybag Yo, but that's Moneybag Joe. As long as the nigga giving him a stimulus check, Jake all good with him, man.
Yeah.
All right, that's Mr. 1400. But you niggas don't know what it's doing on an economical scale, man. You keep printing money all goddamn day over and over again. So somewhere, somehow, the other end is gonna bottom out, man.
It's gonna blow the dollar. It's blowing it. It's gonna blow it up. That's with anything. If you keep putting air in something out, what's gonna happen? It's gonna pop.
Yeah, and I wish we had it right here. We can show you, man, that the dollar right now is literally worth 2 cents. I don't know if you had that, Raya. One of you brothers was talking about it. We was at camp. That the dollar is literally worth 2 cents right now, man. All right, that's why when you go into your different stores to buy plates of food and shit, this shit's so high for one person. For one person, some of these meals are $16, $18, $20 and shit.
Man,
huh?
Temperature 83 cents. Wait, 0.83. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure. Was it 2 cents? $1,800 value one inflation rate. Let me kind of look. I gotta go through it. May 1st. Euro. And euro is 0.83. Hold on, let me find it. Inflation calculator. I'm trying to find it.
Ultimately just give you a glimpse. All right, what's going on? You half these jakes that's from these different bodegas and hoods. All right, the so-called ghettos, man. You bring up to them. Do you know what the debt clock is? Jake don't know what the hell you talking about, man. They don't know that. Back when I came in the truth, it was like $10 trillion dollars in debt. Somewhere I might be off a couple of numbers. 13 trillion or some shit. Now it's over. It's past 20-something trillion, man. You can never pay that back. The elite bankers can have all the money. You can never pay that back, man. That's why America's going to default. All the different allies, the Chinas of the world that make all these different commodities, different plastic goods and bowls and toys and shit. You're not going to be able to pay them people back, man. Go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, another sign to it. I posted an article earlier this morning, which, Bitcoin basically skyrocketed to $1 million per token for one day. So to show you that they transition into something else, they killing the dollar, man, in many ways. Cryptocurrency, Russia is dealing with I believe that's the euro. So it's transitioning, man. Russia put an article in up a couple of days ago. Russia ditched the US dollar, man, completely. We know China was already doing it. They coming with this digital currency have to come into effect, man. And by doing that, the actual physical dollar gotta what? It gotta die. It gotta crash. And it gotta go about a way of being crashed. It's not gonna just be like, okay, take this, we're not using money no more. A transition have to happen. You got it.
And that transitioning, just like before we get out of here, the transition has been in play. All right, over here in the U.S., you got credit cards that got the black barcodes, the strips on the back. Everybody else in the world in the Europe, they've been off that. They was dealing with the chips. Now America, they're dealing with the chips. All right, but now you're starting to see at certain Walmarts, all right, the aisles are changing. As they even got a store, Amazon store, where you don't even have to pay. You just walk out the damn store, they'll charge you later. All right. Even in Virginia right now, I believe it's Virginia. Excuse me if I'm wrong. I believe in Virginia they're starting to change the ATM machines to where you can literally see they have a hand on there where you can put your hand right there to scan your shit, man.
I was about to say that. That's the spirit, yeah. The article, the ATM UV identification on vaccine ATM. It's a vaccine ATM, man.
So all you out there playing with the Lord and playing talking about we don't know what the hell we talking about with this with the MOB, the mark of beasts. All right. You know, I'm just saying it for YouTube purposes, but you know what I'm talking about, man. The chip. All right. You know, you're gonna see that thing right in your face. You're gonna have that, you know, that terrifying fear that feel like your heart didn't drop. You're gonna feel when you see them damn machines and everything has transitioned into a cashless society, your heart gonna drop, man. You're gonna know that the prophet has been amongst you, man, and told you so. All right, because you niggas are hard headed, man. When this man grab your ass up and bring you into one of them white rooms with the iron metal tables and put your hand on a scrap and give you the chip, you gonna learn the hard way, man. All right, go ahead.
Hey, I will say this too for your local Walmarts. What I have noticed, which I forgot to tell you, brothers, it just kind of slipped my mind. He went in there one day to get something. I don't know if it was a holiday or one of these holidays, but the cashiers are now transitioning to they're not there at a certain time. And everybody have to go and scan their own items, man. All right. Which let you know, that's one of your major corporations or stores that they deal with. The cashiers are getting off at a time now, man. You got to go manually do everything. All right. You got to go cash. People are saying they going to the thing, scanning the shit, stealing and shit, man. Because they like, ain't nobody in there.
Yeah, they're massaging everything into a future norm. A future norm.
That's right.
Norm, man.
God. Hey, they got some Whole Food stores too, where they're talking about how you go in there and you just wave your hand across something and it does your payment. And as the elder brother was saying, they're psychologically massaging you people to eventually take that MOB, a social distancing, contactless payments, the whole thing. It's ultimately leading towards that mandatory implementation of the MOB. And hey, when that happens, hey, that's when the real fireworks start. That's when those nuclear missiles are going to start firing shortly thereafter to put the final kibosh on Esau Edom's rulership.
Like the scriptures say, then ye shall be known who are my chosen, man. All right. You know, the Lord gonna separate the men from the boys, man. All right.
No.
And it is what it is, man. So be it.
Come.
Yeah, prepare yourself for doomsday.
Right.
Yeah, we'll just we'll close down that Isaiah 13, but we'll just start at 19 and read down to 20.
All right, this Isaiah 13 and 19. And Babylon.
Like I just said, hey, the spirit moved the lesson towards going to the MOB, and when that MOB is mandatorily implemented shortly thereafter, that's when Isaiah 13 verse 19 to 20 is going to take place, and this whore is going to have her flesh eaten and burned with that fire, that nuclear fire.
Yeah. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah, Yahweh.
Hold it up. And besides being known as Babylon the Great, America is also known as spiritual Sodom and Egypt, that's pursuant to Revelation 11, verse 8. And how did the Most High overthrow ancient Sodom and Gomorrah? With fire and brimstone from the sky. So he's going to overthrow this modern day Sodom and Gomorrah with that modern fire and brimstone, those 200 million nuclear tipped ICBMs.
It says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their food there.
And the brother Samakia brought out a precept earlier, which tied into this in Jeremiah 50, that this was going to become a desolate, uninhabitable place. When those 200 million nuclear missiles hit this place, it's going to get turned into the biblical lake of fire from sea to shining sea. And then after that dust settles, it's going to be that uninhabitable, desolate wasteland that's going to stand as a memorial as to what a wicked kingdom looked like, how not to govern the earth, and what the judgment was for afflicting the children of Israel. And you know it's going to be good riddance when that happens. And hey, the hopeful elect are diligently hearkening towards this day, because we know when this happens, hey, the kingdom of heaven is going to be set up and it's smooth sailing from there on till eternity.
You want me to keep reading?
Oh no, that was it. Any
Yeah.
brothers, y'all any points you wanted to make?
Nah, that was pretty much it.
Oh, kind. And so with this lesson, we hope you sincere Akim are edified. And again, as always, we're going to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled and teach well, and peace and salutations to you, sincere Akim out there, taking this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. Ababa Ball,
Baba Ball.
Rala,
Shalom.
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 Shalom.